The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
This right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause they sold. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh
lovely. I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Alright, cool. Thank you, Shannon. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Oh, wow. I didn't even do single. Mason died already. This isn't good. All right, I'll just take the lead here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. Not only is this the final live episode of season 8. Holy fuck, I've done 8 seasons of this show. Somebody give me some therapy. 2, we have some great guests. What the hell are you guys doing?
I'm trying to do this link stuff. I thought you were taking the lead.
No, but who just took me off single screen? Like, stop. I'm the fucking guy running this, okay? Jesus.
I don't have any authority in this thing.
No. It was Kelsey and DJ. Either way.
No. My hands were off the screen. No.
I don't know them, but one of you fuckers was fucking with it. Either way, welcome to the Korner Booth pregame Super Bowl edition. I am, of course, your host, Jared Clem. And we have a great cast of characters today, man. Started off the TikTok sensation who's still trying to mess with the Facebook group right now, the Italian Viking himself, and Jets faithful, Matt Ordazzo.
Good news, I got it in ours. Anybody ever notice? I don't know who, well, I guess that makes sense. Craft Brew probably runs their page on Facebook, but this is a long name for this group. Craft Brew Sports Group, beer, sports, and other random stuff. It's like 6 sentences long. You search it up. We gotta get this thing shortened. Took me like 5 minutes.
Listen, I take this seriously. My mistake was eating pretzels during your intro. I thought I was going to go longer.
No, I realized that I tried to copy and paste the heading of the other one, and I lost the link, so I got to do this all over again.
It's all good. And, of course, my other co-host, the Meek Mill hating, Christian McCaffrey defending, Oklahoma Sooner rooting, and somehow a Patriots fan from Texas, ladies and gentlemen, the Chris Collinsworth sounded like Mr. Mason Rutch.
Glad to be back.
I know he took a week off last week. It was kind of boring. I'm not going to lie. Mason keeps me on my toes because his takes are so opposite of mine. It actually gets me aggravated, which is good because it makes me miss Kevin a little bit. And, of course, our guests for the evening. These dudes joined us for our Thanksgiving show. They were here many times to fill in. I was even on their show last night where I just vehemently defended my Eagles to the point of where I was a little blue in the face. Joining us from his apartment in Ohio, ladies and gentlemen, a Cowboys fan rooting, a Auburn grad, a Gator meat consuming, and his car finally works. Danny finally got a better job. Ladies and gentlemen, from the High Low Sports Podcast, my man Kelsey.
What up? I'm glad to be here, as always. You know, guest number 1B at this point in time? I'll give DJ 1A. I'll take 1B.
Y'all are both equal in my eyes. Just one of you causes more mischief than the other. And speaking of mischief, this man is not only Jesus Christ, this motherfucker. He never even gives me a chance to move shit in. All right. And, of course, our other guest, I have called him a hybrid of Jonathan Gannon, Daniel Jeremiah, and C-3PO. He is one of the smartest human beings I've ever met in my life, but also, watch out, he also packs a lot of potshot haymakers when he talks. You just don't notice it. Ladies and gentlemen, the brains behind the High Low Sports Podcast. I mean, DJ Kelsey's smart too, but this dude is our version of the Neuralink. He is the Bert of the Bert and Ernie of the Belly Up Sports crew. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the sassiest human beings I've ever met in my life, DJ Stewart.
You know, if Meek Mill hadn't already trademarked it, I'd change my nickname to Dreams and Nightmares because you get a little bit of both every time I come on the show.
Boom. I love it. All right. Either way, folks, it is, of course, Super Bowl Sunday. Coming up, obviously. And, of course, today we will be giving away a Nike gift card to one person who comments. As usual, number generator. It's all random. I was going to do something where if you actually comment your Super Bowl take, you get 2 chances instead of 1. That don't seem fair to me. You should want to comment who you think you're going to fucking win it, who's going to fucking win anyway. I'm waiting for this line to change again for the 4th time in 3 days. It's still up Eagles minus 1.5, right? It hasn't changed in the last 24 hours. I haven't checked the sportsbooks today.
It's the last that I saw. It was Eagles minus 1.5.
Yeah, still think it's 1.5.
They're gonna come out with some excuse, like they're gonna say Sirianni's be like, "Oh, Hurts' shoulder took a turn for the worse during practice, so it's gonna swing to Chiefs +4." It was all smokescreen.
Well, they're not gonna make it
This script has been leaked.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're definitely not gonna make it a plus or minus 1, like just a straight up pick 'em type thing. So it's gonna fluctuate between Chiefs and Eagles minus 1.5. But yeah, I saw that the 37-34 Eagles. It's funny. Look at Kelsey getting into this already.
Every time I would put my name in the hat every single time, and if I keep losing, I'm calling shenanigans. There's no randomness to this random number generator if I keep losing.
Okay, so our last 3 winners were Kelsey.
Not me.
Sorry. I'm looking at you. That's why. McCarthy. I think Beth won one giveaway, and then
is it Kevin Wilson was his name?
Kevin Wilson won the other one. So yeah, I know, right? And he was annoying the hell out of me in your show last night, talking like running his mouth. I'm like, dude, your Seahawks got railroaded. Like, you should just sit down, relax, and enjoy the show.
You know what's funny with that script getting leaked?
They only have the 3rd worst game in the playoffs. Not even the 2nd worst, not even the worst. There's the 3rd worst game of the playoffs. I would say the worst game of the playoffs was Niners-Eagles. 2nd worst was Eagles-Giants.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, no, I haven't I honestly have been able to mentally check out at halftime both games this year for the Eagles. So it's kind of in the playoffs. So it's been kind of nice.
Don't worry, you checked out at the same time Jalen Hurts did.
Exactly. You know, my
bets now.
QB1. Listen, I not only wear the same shirt as my QB1, I also shout to Game Changers LA for this incredible Kobe Bryant Eagles shirt. Everyone knows how much of a Kobe guy I am. This is so cool. So love it. Shout out to Game Changers LA. I am trying to get a sponsorship.
The most important part there is not the fact it's Kobe, but it's the jersey Kobe's wearing.
Yeah, it's Super 5, baby.
Arguably the actual GOAT of Philadelphia, but people
forget. Listen. The thing is, I grew up loving Dawkins more. So Dawkins to most Eagles fans is the GOAT because Dawkins didn't piss half the fan base off for like 5 years.
You know, by doing nothing but win, except for the NFC Championship game.
Oh, you know, get absolutely freaking rip shit hammered the day before the Super Bowl.
To be fair, who is he? Well, why would you not want to get hammered if you're throwing to that receiving core with that offensive line? I'm not trying to feel any of those sacks coming my way the next night.
That was the John Runyon, Sean Andrews offensive line. They had a good O-line that year.
Yeah, but you had to deal with T.O. every day. I mean, I'd be drinking too if I had to hear T.O. yelling in my face every day, even with his broken
top 5 all-time receiver. Yeah, he's yelling at you, but it's like you throw him the ball. Dude ran. I think he caught 150 yards on a busted leg. Like that should say something.
But you got to do what you got to do to deal with him mentally. Like
stayed 150 yards away from the field with that busted leg.
You two, I just slammed the cores within like 3 seconds of the show starting. So
yeah, you did that yesterday too. What's your point?
I could put.
You sound like Donovan McNabb right now. Like I said, the original GOAT of Philadelphia.
Yeah, right. I wish this was the CJ Gardner-Johnson jersey behind me, but it's a Rodney McLeod Super Bowl 57 jersey. But or 52, sorry. 57 is what we're playing in now. Either way, according to Ian Rappaport, L'Jarius Sneed is going to be okay and should play. So there's that news update. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, actually. we've got a new edition of Clown of the Week. DJ, one of our guests, actually is going to present one of the Clowns of the Week. We also are talking Super Bowl foods. And of course, we are finishing up this show at about 8 o'clock Eastern time with picks. We got a lot of NBA news. Broke last night. It was crazy. It's like 15 trades in the last 24 hours. But everyone only really cares about 2 of them. So, first off, anybody who is a Lakers, Jazz, or Timberwolves fan knows D'Lo is back with the Lakers. Now, the hilarious part of this is his entire career started with a Nick Young cheating video. And then he was booted out of the Lakers. Then he got his career resurgence with the fucking Nets, and then to the Warriors, then to with his boy Cat and the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves don't really have a need for him, so they ship him to LA. For some reason, we took the retirement home known as Mike Conley Jr. I'm not sure why, but I've always loved Mike Conley, even though he got drafted when I was a 7th grader. So that should tell you something about how old that fucker is. Either way, but who gives a fuck about that trade when the biggest news of the night was I wake up at 5:15 this morning to get ready for work to open up the Stone Yard, and what do I see? Kevin Durant's a fucking son. Brooklyn is down bad.
You know what's the most impressive part of all of that? Is now Mikal Bridges, who has been an absolute perfect appearance guy every single game of his NBA career, now might miss a game for the first time in his career because of this trade. Because they played at night in Brooklyn and nobody knows if he's going to be playing.
Well, I mean, did he have to leave Brooklyn?
Or, well, no. So Mikal Bridges, he got traded.
Mikal Bridges got traded from Arizona, from Phoenix to Brooklyn. Okay, I'm sorry, I got them.
And so tonight there's they play in Brooklyn, and there's a question of whether he'll make it or not.
All right, fair. I mean, why I love this move is because this gives the Suns that guy. Say what you want about KD. He has never lacked that I'm going to kill you instinct. It's a matter of his Achilles and his ankles can hold up. But unlike D-Book and CP3, who tend to shrink in the biggest moments, D-Book so far, the jury's still on him, but C3, his entire career is based on it. Now you have arguably one of the greatest scorers ever to walk the earth in the NBA on your team who can stretch the floor, allow for slashing, get more ops for Ayton. If Ayton actually gets his attitude in check. Dude, Ja's getting a little nervous. I guess the West ain't so easy, brother.
The West took that personally after all as well, too. Can we just take one moment to highlight how wonderful it is that not only did Kevin Durant that Kevin Durant and Kendall Jenner have something in common is they both left Ben Simmons for Devin Booker. Can we just kind of enjoy that fun little piece?
All right, you know what? That's +1 for DJ, man. He's on a roll today.
Thank you, Twitter. You can never lets me down. But I think I've had the same reaction as you when I woke up too. I didn't think he'd actually be on the move before the trade deadline, let alone a few minutes after Kyrie Irving got traded. Like, I thought it's like, you got to stick with it and we'll figure it out in the offseason. Not, okay, we're blowing it all up. We're going to stockpile a bunch of good players, but get rid of our great players.
Well, what cracks me up is I literally stopped in to check out. Like, I was just stopped in last night after I got off with you guys. I checked on, I guess there was a couple more smaller trades that went through. I guess like Mason Plumlee or one of the Marshall, one of the fucking Plumlee brothers is on the move. And then, like, I think Pat Bev is now playing for the Orlando Magic. Dude, Pat Bev's down bad. Mo Bamba's on the fucking Lakers now. The guy who called for the pass when LeBron went for the record-breaking shot is now a member of another team. I find that hilarious, by the way. The LeBron James Mafia never fails. And then it's just like a bunch of other minor trades. And then he's like, oh, the best scorer in the NBA right now, or one of the best scorers in the NBA is on the move. Okay. Top 30 player all time. Okay. That's big news. So we're still on a Super Bowl show talking about literally Kevin Durant. I think this makes the Suns deadly in the West.
They didn't give up a whole lot either. Like, they gave up less for him than the Timberwolves gave up for Rudy Gobert. When you look at it, it was a bunch of picks. Don't bring that up. I mean, Mikal Bridges is a really nice player, but Kevin Durant, there's a gap in there. You still got to keep your core as well. So I know the Suns pulled it off. The Nets, you know what? Whatever you have in mind, kudos to you. But it's wild for, as you mentioned, look at everybody else. The Suns are rising again, it feels like.
So my manager at my job, my day job, he's from Brazil. So he doesn't really know much about American sports. He's learning slowly. His cousin's visiting from Sao Paulo, and he goes, he loves basketball. I want to take him to a game in New York, either Knicks or Nets. And I'm like, I kept telling him all winter, go to him to the Nets game. And I'm like, hey, Yuji. And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, don't take him to a Nets game. And he goes, why? I'm like, they traded their 2 best players away. Go to a Knicks game. It's a lot easier to get to anyway from Connecticut. By the way, for anyone that don't know, Brooklyn is a pain in the dick to get to unless you live in New York. That's it. That's my statement. It's like you literally have to go into Manhattan and then across the bridge to Brooklyn. It's actually
easier to drive, even though you would think that's a lot more stressful. It's actually easier to drive there than it is to take like train transportation.
You're trying to jump 3 different trains. You're stopping at 4 different stations. It's a fucking clusterfuck. I love Manhattan. My grandmother lives in Manhattan. Some of my best friends my entire life still or lived there. When one of them moved to Brooklyn, I said, yeah, I'm never coming. She goes, what? I'm like, bitch, I ain't coming down there. Fuck you. And she looked at me. She goes, I have to drive up to Bumblefuck, Connecticut to hang out with you and your family. You have to come down to Brooklyn. I'm like, all right. At least the food down there is not bad.
Once a year.
It's probably
once a year is when you go to Brooklyn.
I go once every other. We alternate.
Oh, okay. There you go. See, I feel bad for Spencer Dinwiddie, though, of all people. Like, the last time he was with the Nets, the team was this good. Now he's back with the Nets. The team is equally just as shitty. Like, it's just like it is. I mean, he's been spectrum.
Oh my god! I was gonna say he's been on more teams than Kendall Jenner at this point.
Dinwiddie? No, it's only been 3.
I thought it was 4 teams. I think he played for another team in between the Nets and then those Suns.
Do you mean the Mavs?
Mavs, yeah. Sorry, brain fart. I thought there was a 4th team. Either way, that joke was kind of funny. Either way, I'm done talking about basketball. You already talked some fucking football already? Because it's a almost all football segment that we love, brought to you by the amazing people at candydips.com. Listen, if you're like me, I dipped for a while. It's not the best habit, but I found an amazing alternative. This amazing product by a great company. These guys, by the way, these guys fucked up my order once. They sent me my entire order again, plus a can to make up for the last one for free. That's the kind of team we deal with. Great customer service, and also, kept me off to Copenhagen. That's the best part about this. And also probably saved my gums and teeth. Either way, I can't. This is the caffeine one, the mocha one. I chew this in the morning when I don't have coffee, which is probably gonna be tomorrow because I'm too lazy to do it in the morning. Candips.com, promo code BELLYUP20 for 20% off. Candips.com, official sponsor of Belly Up Sports and the Korner Booth podcast and Clown of the Week. And without further ado, Bryce, take it away.
That's a clown question, bro.
All right, Clown of the Week. We've got a couple entries here. We're going to start off with a simple one. The Commissioner. It is a age-old tradition since Raj took over, in 2008, that he is in this. He does something. He puts his foot in the mouth every Super Bowl week. When asked about the refereeing, Roger Goodell, I'm paraphrasing here, said the refereeing has been excellent this season. I think he actually said the best it's ever been. So, fellas, are you defending this clown or are you shitting on this clown? What's happening here? Kelsey, you're up first.
No, I can't defend Roger Goodell ever. I can't defend a man that makes $66 million a year, reportedly, and says that this is the best refereeing we've ever seen. No, he gets that's clown actions. That's not just a clown question. That's a full on clown action.
All right, EJ.
Yeah, he unfortunately has to get shit on just by virtue of being the commissioner. There's no other way about it. Like it's mandatory at this point. As you mentioned, since 2006, 7, 8, and whenever he started, it's mandatory. It's a yearly tradition.
Mace.
I'm pretty indifferent on the subject, to be honest, but I think the ref comment, I didn't hear that or I didn't see it on Twitter, but that's definitely can't agree that is clown material.
You can thank ESPN on at my gym while I'm running cardio for hearing this comment. Matthew, take it away.
Yeah, I think we need to have somebody inspect those that bowl of M&Ms that he has in his basement because cocaine is a hell of a drug. I don't see the improvement that was made this year with the officiating. I'm not going to defend this man. He is a clown for that one.
All righty then. Next up, the only non-football entry in this NFL edition of Clown Question, bro. We're going to Tennessee, and Shay Sharp's favorite basketball player, John Morant. Now, John Morant's been kind of a meme. If you've been on TikTok the past couple weeks, they've been playing his like life story with Eminem's rap diss from 8 Mile. In fact, he went to a private school, full family life, both parents, nice upbringing. And I was like, yo, this is getting personal now. Because if you haven't heard what happened, his boys got in a little scuffle with the Pacers traveling crew. And reportedly, there was a red laser point that was getting flashed out of the car. Now, I don't know how many of you are firearm enthusiasts like I am. A red laser generally could be attached to a firearm, and the Pacers security guard said, and I quote, "Oh, that's 100% a gun." The NBA investigated. They couldn't find any proof. There's no suspension being levied right as of now. But Shannon Sharp said it best. What are you doing? What the fuck are you like? You're trying to give your family generational wealth for the next like 4 decades, 4 generations, right? He has a Nike contract. He is one of the faces of the league. He may have made a really dumb comment on NBA Today, but it's like, and we're going to make fun of him for in a second. But dude, like, what are you doing? Like, stop with this fake gangster shit. That's like my dumbass flashing a handgun out of the side of my car. Seriously. All right, boys, defend it. Don't defend it. Mace, John Morant, what's the word? You defending his or is he clowning it up this week?
See, I'm at a weird point because I'm a huge Morant fan of his play on the court.
I am,
and I think a lot of people are, but I feel like off the court, it's absolutely just like unnecessary. And I think he's kind of embracing like the whole Memphis kind of like vibe, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but he's trying to like overplay it, overdo it.
Everything I've heard about Memphis from our good friend Zach Mack from the Motor City Realists on Belly Sports every Wednesday. Memphis is not the nicest city on the planet, man. It can be a little rough. So I get the Memphis like lifestyle, but dude, John, come on, man. You're probably one of the top 20 richest people in that city. Just chill, relax. It's okay. Nobody's questioning your hood credentials yet. Now they are because you're acting like an idiot. So this isn't like drinking a HUD pass from the game to shoot a music video. This is a little more serious. Like if that was a real gun, you get your ass suspended. Either way, just ask Gilbert Arenas that one. All right, DJ. Defending this clown, or you rolling with me?
Yeah, it's hard to defend him at this point as well, too, because even since the day he got drafted when he called himself Point God with a GAWD, he's kind of managed to just kind of put the clown nose on in different colors since day one. His play on the court has kind of balanced it out as well, too. We overlook it, but now, as you mentioned, now there's a potential of a gun and charges and things like that involved. Nothing was found, but just the fact that your name is attached to yet something else. It's kind of hard to defend at this point. Like, how many times do you get to cry wolf or cry grizzly?
Listen, the way the law of the land works in Tennessee is very lenient gun laws, at least from my memory, from my friend who used to live down there. But the second you start flashing a laser, then it becomes brandishing a weapon, and then charges. It's just don't do it. Just don't. This is about as dumb as Damon Arnett fucking flagging a completely illegal AK-74U on his freaking on his live stream. By the way, that gun is illegal in all 50 states of the United States.
Good pick, Raiders. Good pick.
So I found this out, by the way, from one of my friends who's like a gun enthusiast. That gun is illegal for 4 different violations. It's one of the only few guns in the U.S. Arms Code that is illegal for 4 reasons. Collapsible stock, 30-round magazines, under 10-inch barrel, and it's fully automatic. It's 4 check marks, according to the ATF.
I mean, let's not forget the fact that it only works 1 out of every 30 bullets, though. So.
True. Literally, it comes from a gun family that's supposed to be unstoppable and like unbreakable. It breaks. Either way, let's stop talking about firearms here. Speaking of things that don't miss, wait, everyone go here. Matt didn't go.
No, I don't think there's really any defending him. I mean, you have a young and highly talented and just, potential future face of this league. And you don't want to see anybody doing that. And that's something that if that even took some sort of a left turn and went even worse than it could have gone, this kid's career would have been done with forever. So you can't defend that on my end.
All right.
Yeah. I'll also add in that if anybody's ever been to Dalzell, South Carolina, where he's from, John Morant acts just like every kid from there, as well as any kid that then went from South Carolina's education system to Kentucky's education system for college. This is exactly what I'd expect from anybody from that area. So this is no surprise.
Listen, I never realized how like lucky I was to grow up in the Northeast with a Northeast education until one of my best friends is from the South, and I'm like, dude. He goes, yeah, my valedictorian had like a 4.7. He got a 3.7. He goes up to a college up north. He fails out in a month. I'm like, bro, what? Like he fails out on his own merit. Like he literally goes, yeah, I'm gonna go to a Southern school.
Yeah.
Either way, next one up. Speaking of just failing miserably, CMC and the 49ers. All right, so Christian McCaffrey was on NFL Network talking to Andrew Siciliano, one of my favorite big-eared human beings. By the way, I don't think NFL Network has redeemed him enough after the chair incident last year. Anybody doesn't know, look at Andrew Siciliano, undersized chair, is maybe the greatest 5-second hour of TV I've ever seen in my life. I think he filled in for the DirecTV Red Zone. I think that's where that whole thing came from. It was like week 17 last year. Anyway, he's talking to Siciliano. He asked him, like they're asking everybody this week, who you taking, Chiefs or Niners? I mean, Chiefs or Eagles. And of course, he goes, I hope both teams lose. Now, Mason in our pre-group chat, the pre-show chat said, I kind of like his answer. See, I'm going to spin this the other way. I think this, and also Brandon Ayuk saying he bet all of his life savings on the Chiefs, and that the Eagles are easy. We would have beaten them, blah blah blah. And like Debo not want to talk about the Super Bowl on the McAfee show. Like, you know what? I said this on Kelsey's show. I'll say it again. I wouldn't. After all this, I have never appreciated the resolve and professionalism of the Dallas Cowboys until now, because they should have won that game against the Niners. But you didn't hear them crying about it. They sucked it up, took the bullet. Same thing with the Giants, and same thing with the Vikings, and every other team in the NFL has lost this year. Except the Bengals get a pass because there were some calls that were a little like, come on. But the Bengals also got screwed because that last second interception. Come on. Joe Burrow shouldn't have thrown that ball. Either way, the Niners, to me, have just, I don't know if they're trying to start a rivalry with Philadelphia for the next couple of years. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, I've never seen a team act like this in like weeks after they've lost in interviews. I've never seen it. I don't remember if you guys have ever seen it, but Christian McCaffrey basically goes, yeah, no, I hope both teams lose. And then some dude, and then he's reading Twitter comments, and this guy goes, Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers fucked over my fantasy team. Dude goes, F your fantasy team. Like, I get it. Maybe I was just in a bad mood after hearing that first comment about like the Super Bowl. But like, dude, like Christian, you played a decent game, but your team lost. Just take it on the chin. Just say, I got the Chiefs by 40, or the team that beat us by 40 is going to beat the Chiefs by 40. Either way, it's a better answer than what you said. Because what you say just sounds like a fucking weenie. I don't know. It's just, it comes off like he can't take the fact that he lost. But, Kels, roll with me. What do you got?
Look, sore losers are sore losers. They're always going to be sore losers. For some reason, the Niners don't prescribe to the whole, you can only play the team that's in front of you. So, injuries happen in the games. They just don't seem to understand that, even though they're one of the most oft-injured teams in the league. I don't know. At this point in time, like, to me, I don't care. It's the 49ers. They've always been whiners. I've literally called them the 40 whiners for most of my life. So, I mean, at this point in time, it's just a matter of waiting until next season so I can stop hearing them cry. That's really all it is. But yeah, this is no surprise for anybody who's listened to the 49ers over the last, I don't know, since Rice was there, Jerry Rice and Steve Young was there.
Fair. All right. Mace, I want to hear this, man. You defended CMC in the pregame. Defend him and his teammates if you must.
Yeah, I just feel like, it's sort of like a dumb question to me. Like, I don't even really blame the response by them as much as I feel like it's a stupid question. Why would any of these 49ers players have a strong opinion on who they think is going to win this game, like, anyway, regardless of whether or not they lost last week in the NFC Championship? So I just feel like the question is just kind of stupid, asking, players from a team who's not playing in the game on Sunday. I just think it's dumb.
You might call it a clown question.
Dun dun dun.
Absolutely.
DJ.
Absolutely.
So
I just think it's I think it's crummy journalism, man.
For most of the questions, I'll say kind of clownish. For CMC's, I won't give him too much clownish because, for one, he's not even allowed to pick the Chiefs if he wanted to. He grew up in a Broncos household with his dad. He's not allowed to root for the Chiefs. It's against his religion and his DNA. He doesn't get a choice in that. And he probably might actually think they're going to win, but he's not allowed to say it. So he just kind of had to take the simple way out of both lose. Can't have that. But overall, I kind of agree for the most part. It's weird seeing how the team as a whole has sounded since it happened as well, too. Like, usually say we're salty, could have done better, moving on. But it's like something different every other day. It's a little bit odd. But CMC will get a slight pass. The rest of them, they get a slap on the hand.
Matthew.
Yeah, I agree with DJ, with Mason. With CMC, I don't know. I saw that. I think that's the stupidest thing in the world that reporters ask these players. Like, who do you want to win the Super Bowl after you just got eliminated like 6 days ago? Like, obviously they don't want to answer that question. So it's just, to me, I'm just looking at these journalists like you can't think of anything else to ask. So in that regard, I'm not really clowning them. Ayuk just kind of seems just extra sensitive that they lost. Just, saying that they were going to expose the Eagles defense and this and that. Like, I think everybody, even the players, knew that once Purdy went down with his UCL and then Josh Johnson got a concussion, like you guys were done. And then, Debo not wanting to talk about it is better than him probably talking about it, to be honest. So, I mean, I don't think any Niners fan.
Debo is the best response out of all of them.
Yeah, but I don't think any Niners fan wants Debo to start speaking out of pure emotion again, because I think last year's debacle before he got signed, I don't think anybody wants to go through that again. So, not clowning him entirely, but with CMC, I give him a pass. I think he got a stupid question from a journalist and he gave him a stupid answer back.
Fair enough. All right. Last but not least, DJ, this is yours. You brought this up to me this morning. I was excited for it. DJ, the floor is yours.
All right, so we're going to start with Kelsey's 39th favorite quarterback in the NFL. We're looking at Mr. Extremely Limited himself, Russell Wilson, who took a page out of Brett Favre's playbook here. After investigation found out that the foundation he raised for charity, only 24.3 cents of every dollar of the on-charitable activities went to those charities. So basically, he took the phrase quarterback literally, and everything that was donated, he gave a quarterback to charities, while the other 75 cents went elsewhere per dollar. Which is, when you think that charity raised millions of dollars, he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award in 2020 for that charity exclusively. That's some Brett Favre level things. He's a set of Wranglers and a Southern draw away from being Brett Favre 2.0. I don't know if anybody else. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they couldn't see the future. Him and Sierra didn't see this coming out in the future. I don't know what it was there as well. But this is heinous. You're virtually stealing.
If you made a future lyric reference in this, I would be even happier.
I was trying to think of how to get mask on.
Or like Molly Percocet or something. Oh yeah. Okay. So we got my boyfriend over here. Yeah. Here's the thing about. Okay. So I asked DJ this pre-show. Is there any person in the league who is more fake, who comes off as more fake than Russell Wilson? And this just proves my point. Like, what the fuck? His publicist, Somebody should do a suicide watch on his publicist at this point, because like this is like
Jimmy Butler meme looking over the edge, sweating right now. So that publicist is
no.
over.
This is Jimmy Butler like doing the girl stream falling into the Texas River, like bad. Like this is really fucking awful. And somewhere, yo, you know who probably leaked this to the fucking media was probably Future, just to be a dick. I love it.
What if it was Nathaniel Hackett?
That'd be.
It was
like
me. It was me. Surprise to nobody. It was me.
Well,
Just
Kelsey,
Honestly,
I
if we were
hate
doing
him
betting
as much
odds, you'd be a lot higher than most people.
Kelsey, I hate him as much as you do. So like, it's like.
Oh no! I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's
We
possible.
talked about this during the offseason. I said the Broncos were going to be last place in that division, and you looked at me. You're like, "You're a Russell hater too," and I'm like, "Yes." Oh my god, guys, we have a Stephen Rochelle sighting. Hey Stevie, what up, bro? Fly goes fly, baby.
Let's just not kid ourselves in thinking the fact that I also said they would have 3 wins, and I was a lot closer than I thought I would be.
I actually hit the number on the nose, which was really scary.
But look, this is the most egregious thing I think I've ever seen. And can we strip an award? Can we actually like retroactively strip a Walter Payton Man of the Year award? Because this is, if there's ever a time it needs to happen, this is it. And then let's not forget, in Madden, if you guys play the Madden career mode, he's one of the things, like, you go to Hawaii with him to go do a community outreach thing with his charity. Like, so it's even involved in video games that he's quote unquote charitable, and now it comes out he only gives a quarterback for every $1. Like, nah. This man there's some retribution that needs to happen. There's $256 million that needs to be given back to Walmart. Like, this is crazy.
Not to mention the tax breaks he's getting on that too, in addition to the money he's pocketing. Like, that's
like, where's it going? Like, where's the 75
paying all
going?
team 3. That's what he's doing.
Is it going to Sierra? Is that how she accepts living in Denver?
It's got to be going to the guy who
so I'm not
serves
gonna
his
lie.
bathrooms.
I have 2 friends who live in Denver. They fucking love it, and they're bougie.
Yeah, but they're not named Sierra.
Yeah, but they're California.
Literally from LA.
So are they.
Spent half her life in New York. Like, no, there's no way Sierra is happy with Denver, Colorado. Let's be completely honest.
Probably better than Seattle, Washington. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big Seattle guy.
I don't know, man. At least you got Vancouver right there.
True, but then you have to go to Canada.
Yeah, most people
that's
love
freaking
Canada.
second world country. Mason,
Is it?
what do you got?
Is it?
I go full South Park when it comes to Canada. I fucking hate
dude.
that.
I mean, this is just a bad look for everyone. Broncos, Russell, just everyone involved. So probably not going to end up too well.
My favorite part about all this, right, is that, Russ has had maybe the worst year. 2022 was like the worst year for Russell Wilson ever, maybe. And 2023 is off to a ripping start, man. So it's Super Bowl week. We should be talking about, we got 2 MVP candidate quarterbacks going up against each other. We've got like an amazing young coach versus one of the greatest coaches of all time. We've got arguably the greatest tight end of all time, 2 Pro Bowl receivers, some good defensive players. No, we're talking about Russell Wilson ripping off a fucking charity for 3/4 of his percentage. Like, holy shit. Okay, Brent.
I'll take that over Tom Brady starting in OnlyFans.
You're one of my favorite Canadians, but most Canadians I shit on because you guys voted for Trudeau. I know you meant Stans because I was an autocorrect, but yes, all the Russell fans are losing their shit right now. Stains actually works, so Steve might have gotten the win here. Oh my God.
You got to imagine Sean Payton just sitting there scratching his head like, shit, what did I get into? Can I retract this now? I made a mistake.
Sean's sitting there calling up Bill Parcells. He's got a bottle of like $500 bourbon on his desk. He goes, Bill, what the fuck do I do right now?
This all came.
Yeah. Dallas will give him away
this
for
all
a whole
came
lot
out,
of nothing.
All this news came out after Sean Payton said he wasn't letting Russell Wilson's like personal quarterback coach into the facility. So I wonder if this is his way of like trying to get himself out. Obviously, it's not his way of getting out of Denver, but it's just funny. Coincidentally, the news just falls the way it falls.
Drastic times call for drastic measures. He will shit on himself in ways they've never been seen before just to get out of Denver.
He will Antonio Brown his way out of Denver.
Too funny, man. I actually just got a tweet from my buddies down in Philly, named my boy Victor over at Liberty Line, and he said something that's very funny. We're gonna talk about this as we move on. So that was clown questions, by the way. Everyone's shitting on Russ because Russ is a piece of shit. We're talking Super Bowl now, folks. I don't know if y'all noticed this. So I talked about this a little bit on Kelsey and DJ's show last night. By the way, if you haven't, go check it out. It is on Spotify, iTunes, and basically anywhere you can get your podcast. I bring the heat, but of course, Kelsey and DJ always bring their fastball. So it was a good time.
To be honest, Jared brought a nice slurve into the game yesterday.
Damn straight, nice breaking ball. Either way, can we talk about the fact that it's been so quiet media week? There's been no shit talk from Chiefs fans or Eagles fans bring their usual brand of comedy, but like the Chiefs have been like kind of like quiet and reserved, and even the trash talk between teams has been kind of chill, except for Juju saying like the best cheesesteaks weren't in Philly. Like, bro, just relax. You're a California kid. F off.
I figured out why Juju said that, by the way. He has $1 million bonus on the line here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, I would say I would try to do whatever I could to get them off their game too if I was him. I want $1 million. Highest out of anybody, by the way, for a bonus in the available bonus left in the Super Bowl.
There were 2 Eagles up there though, in that like top 5, right?
Yeah. They had 500,000 and 750.
It was like, it was like BG or Fletch and Hassan Reddick were like both defensive players.
I think it was Fletch and BG.
By the way, both might retire after this game. I hope people realize that. Both are on 1-year deals, and all of a sudden they don't want to play for any other team besides Philadelphia.
What was Juju's? What does he need to do to get his 1 million bonus? Is it like 76 catches and 10 touchdowns like Kenny Galladay, or it's just that? Okay, I don't know if he needed like 80 catches for like 55,000 yards.
True, Steve is right. Like I have had Chiefs fans. I have a couple of Chiefs fans up here in Southbury. Surprisingly, they're more of the Pats Mahomes Chiefs fans, but they've been coming at me a little bit.
Oh, trouble. Here's all Juju has to do: log 50% of the offensive snaps, and the Chiefs win. Mm-hmm. This is why he's talking crap. He doesn't have to catch a football. Mm-hmm. He just has to show up on the field 50% of the time of the offense.
Okay, so he has to they have to win, and he has to log 50% of his snaps.
50% of the offensive possession for the Chiefs,
which is
pretty easy.
He better hope Patty's ankle holds up, or the offensive line holds up.
That's fair.
Listen, games are won in the trenches. That's the one thing I'm actually kind of feeling okay about, is the fact that we have an advantage in the trenches.
I think I'd argue that this Eagles team is better than the Eagles team that won about 4 years ago. I think this is the much better.
If you're talking top to bottom, yes, it is a better, talented team on paper. Now, I want to see what kind of grit they've got when they get punched in the mouth. Because that Eagles team in 2017 took some haymakers from Brady. It's like, I bet.
Because Nick Foles had that Eli Manning. He had that Eli Manning statue where if you hit him, he doesn't even feel it. It's like Homer Simpson when he's getting punched in the face.
He's got lead cement for lead-based cement for block feet. Like you can't move him in the pocket.
Oh,
man,
sorry,
I really hope Nick Foles retires as an Eagle, because I know he's going to retire probably after the season. Because what the fuck has his career been since he left Philadelphia?
What was his career in Philadelphia other than one season?
Half
of the season.
He played half the season for Philadelphia in 2018. Was actually decent, pretty good, honestly. He won I think
he was Rex Grossman as stats wise.
Okay, don't disrespect him that much, but yes, he was close to Rex Grossman.
He was Rex Grossman stats wise. Like, you could literally put him
side by side. I'm discontinuing you. Drop a Super Bowl take, and I'll re-administer you. Get that fuck out of here. I'm just here for the fucking gift card.
By the way, it's Ndamukong Suh.
You guys
and Linval Joseph get 125 for playing 30% of the defensive snaps, coupled with an Eagles win. That's the 2 for the Eagles.
Like, my favorite thing about all this is that they showed the team pictures for the Eagles and Chiefs, and I was looking at the Eagles defensive team picture. I was like, God damn, there's like 5 former or current Pro Bowlers here. Like, they really went to try to, like, Howie goes, yo, we gave up 200 yards to the fucking Commanders. Fuck it. I'm loading this team up. Within 2 weeks,
Who let them get Ndamukong Suh that late in the year? That's my question. Who allowed that?
The Raiders for offering too little money and starting to lose games.
Jerks.
That's my favorite part about this is that I'm looking at this game. It's gonna come out of the trenches, obviously. But my favorite part about all this is how it's been so quiet this week. Okay, so Matt, you brought this up earlier, so we'll talk about it. What the fuck happened with Michael Irvin?
So apparently he was, I guess, in the hallway of maybe a hotel or something. I don't know where he was. Was talking to a woman, seemed okay. They said everything kind of, they dispersed or whatever. I guess she reported that maybe whatever was done or what he said to her was some sort of misconduct or whatever. So immediately he got pulled off the NFL coverage. I think somebody said he tried to say, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I went back to my room and like, no, Mike, like, we have you on video. You were talking to this woman. So I don't know what happened, but he had some sort of conversation with a woman. It somehow, I guess, took a wrong turn, and he is now completely off the NFL Network coverage for the Super Bowl because of whatever was said to her.
Is this why I got booted off ESPN? Same type of situation.
But you know what's funny? That this was this gave me deja vu because like 10 years ago this happened to Warren Sapp, except it was found out that Warren Sapp, I think, was like soliciting prostitutes to his room. That may not have been what Michael Irvin was doing, but it's just like 10 years ago of the Super Bowl was when like this happened to another analyst. Just Michael Irvin didn't, I guess, go all the way with it. I don't know what happened though. I just know it was a conversation that went the wrong way, I guess.
Yeah, like they reported it was a mostly non-physical conversation. The only physical part of the conversation was them shaking hands, but it looked cordial from according to videos. So it's like, what did he say is the question. That's the issue. Is what did he say? And obviously, Michael Irvin saying he's just had a innocent conversation with somebody.
Yeah, he just keeps saying like there was no like pretty much he wasn't engaged in any sort of physical contact with the woman beyond a handshake during a brief exchange in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
But like if it's in the hotel lobby, they're not witnesses around. Maybe somebody could have heard that. I don't know if they've explored it that much or. Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely got to be somebody out there. There's footage for sure, and that's the thing is like there's footage about it. So, you imagine NFL Network has access to that footage.
He said his quote was, and I'll exact quote it because I'm looking at it right now, but it said, honestly, I'm a bit baffled with it all, Irvin said. This all happened in a 45-second conversation in the lobby. When I got back after going out, I came into the lobby and I talked to somebody. I talked to this girl. I don't know her. And I talked to her for about 45 seconds. We shook hands. Then I left. That's all I know. But he won't say what they talked about. He just says it was a brief 45-second conversation. And that was that, but he's not going into detail as to like even like a brief synopsis. Like, we talked about, who we think is going to win this Sunday. I don't know. He didn't go into detail about what the conversation was about.
Fair enough. Oh, by the way,
evidently he was also asked to move to another hotel after on Monday.
Dude, this has been just a weird week. Like I don't know. I was talking to another Eagles fan on Twitter the other day. He tweeted at me, and I tweeted back. I messaged him back, and he goes, "Has this been the longest week ever?" I'm like, "Yes." There has never been a longer week to me. Also, by the way, our favorite Chiefs fan has made his appearance. What's up, Rob? I called him out. That's why he showed up. But fellas, Super Bowl Sunday is an amazing time of year for multiple reasons, but it is amazing for one of the few reasons I love. I truly actually enjoy Super Bowl Sunday is actually hosting Super Bowl party. Now, for myself, I love hosting because I love cooking. Now, Super Bowl parties are I'd say a staple in American culture. I was explaining this to one of my gym friends who was actually from the Netherlands. I explained to him why Super Bowl party is important, why it's big. Some people like hate going. I love hosting because I invite about my 12, 15 closest friends. Most of them know each other. I'll make the introductions in the pregame. And then by about halfway through the first quarter, everyone knows each other enough where I could walk away with a plate of food, watch the game until halftime, and then start talking to people again. That's my strategy. It's always been my strategy, and it's worked pretty well so far. Now I got to ask the group, what are some things you look forward to Super Bowl parties? What is one thing when you're going to Super Bowl party has to happen? What has to be there? Not food wise, a non-food thing when you're going. Besides the game, obviously being on. Kelsey, DJ, Mason, Matt, when you're going or you're hosting, what is one thing that has to be present at a Super Bowl party when you go?
For me, I need to. How do you say this? I need everything to be visible. I need to know that it's going to be a party and that we are here to just turn up and to watch football. Like I need people in their football jerseys. I need the bottles displayed so I know what I'm getting into. I just need everything laid out. So I'm like, all right, I know the vibe. The vibe is we're going to be shit faced and we're going to be watching football and we're going to be having a good time. I don't like walking into a Super Bowl party and it's just a couch, a table, a TV's on. And then it looks like, it's like, what are we doing here? Are we getting takeout? Like, where is everything? The oven's not even on. I just like things in full go mode. So, like, all right, like this means business.
See, Matt, I know you and B couldn't make it up this year, and it's totally okay. At the clubhouse, there is 15 pounds of wings across the table. I've cooked all myself. My sister's cooking. My best friend Alex, her cooking. Her and her boyfriend's cooking. And then we've got all the other side dishes. The entire island counter is covered in food. And heat trays. And then there's 2 coolers. Because the fridge is reserved for condiments only. I want people to be able to access their beers quicker and faster. So I put 2 Yeti coolers in my living room so people have to walk less distance to get their beer. Also, it is a pain in the dick to put your beer in somebody else's fridge. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. So I put 2 coolers upstairs so people will just drop their beer in the ice or their drinks, whatever it is. I have some friends who only drink seltzers. Fucking weirdos. And, like, I understand people who are gluten-free. That makes sense. But, like, if you just do it for the taste, you're weird. So I allow them to do that. I also have, I have a couple bottles out. Matt, I hate you. That's the way I like.
This is why Matt couldn't make it.
Yeah, I know. You heard my comments about the fucking stuff. But that's the way I also for every party, and also the dartboard, the pool table are also open during halftime. I make it so when you come in, it's you want to stay. It's a party on top of watching the game. The people who aren't the biggest football fans who want to be there and be around. The island counter's still open, but there's 40 chairs open up in the TV room with the big screen blasting. That's the way I look at it. It has to be a party flow. So I agree with Matt. Food's out, party flow, access to beer and drinks. That's the way I look at it. That's my idealness for a Super Bowl party. Mason, you're the young in here. You're the Gen Zer. What are we looking at here? What is your ideal situation for Super Bowl party?
I kind of agree with Matt. It needs to feel like there's an actual party happening, not just the game's going on and some people are just kind of there for it. But at the same time, I feel like for every Super Bowl party, you need people who maybe have a team in the game, playing in the game. And then you also need people who are just there to sort of casually watch the game because it is the Super Bowl. So, other than the food and having the game on, I think it's just more about, just kind of having fun people around, the people that are, know what they're there for, right?
Fair enough. See, I want to ask you guys this. So I have a couple of friends who aren't football fans. They really don't watch it. Some of them are like my sister, right? She'll watch football for the Super Bowl. She has Eagles gear because of course she's my sister. So She has to own Eagles gear. It's like there's no other team she's allowed to wear gear of. And she honestly, she goes, I love the color, so it's okay. She's her. My brother-in-law is a music guy, isn't a big sports fan. I knew it was a losing battle. I said, listen, I'm going to buy you this Eagles fashion hat. She goes, I wear it all the time. Everyone always asks me to name some Eagles players. I just say Dawkins and McNabb, and they leave me alone. That's two jerseys her brother grew up wearing. So she also knows Foles because of all the jokes, and Carson Wentz because I curse his name all the time.
Maybe don't say that one if they ask. Like the other three, fine, but don't say the last one.
And everyone and their mother is going to know who Jalen Hurts is after this weekend.
Because everybody's mom wants a piece of him.
Dude, he's a handsome gentleman.
Everybody and their mom.
It's either ratchet. It's either get it. What did I call him? I call him Headband Kermit or Jalen Hurts. That's your quarterbacks for this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough.
My favorite TikTok of all time is somebody doing the Kermit voice when he's trying to talk shit to Max Crosby, going, "I'm him. Patrick, you not him. You good quarterback, but you ain't tough." Listen, Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback in the NFL. Before Rob jumps through his television screen in fucking Ohio and hits me, most talented quarterback in football. If we were doing a fist fight between the two quarterbacks, I'll give you Jalen. Jalen's got that Texas dog in him.
Dude, Jalen is like an anime character. The dude's gonna punch you one time and leave a hole in your chest because he can squat and bench press 600 pounds. Like
he's like Adonis Creed mixed with an NFL quarterback.
Like Patrick's over here pushing up a bar, thinking he's doing something, and Jalen's like maxing out with beating the offensive and defensive linemen. Like, let's go.
And Lane Johnson on each side of the bar while he's bench pressing.
Dude, that dude is that man is a monster of a man, and he doesn't look it until you like look at him up close.
So Kevin actually met Jalen in person a few times at Alabama. He goes, dude, even at Alabama, he was in college. He's just a house. He's just a monster of a dude.
So I met him his freshman and sophomore year, and it was a complete difference. His freshman year, skinny twig, big old legs, but skinny twig the rest of him. His sophomore year, nah, dude, I don't, not touching that kid.
You don't want to hit that shit. You don't want to try to tackle that shit. Fuck that.
That dude, I shook his hand and said, good luck, sir. Walked away.
Everybody I know who's met Jalen says he's like the nicest dude on the planet, which cracked me up because apparently like in the Eagles locker room, they stay the fuck away from him because he's got like that fucking crazy eye look from like 5 minutes before kickoff to about 5 minutes post game. And then once the post game interview's over, he's like a normal goofy dude. It's like he snaps. It's the weirdest thing people have told me.
Every good athlete.
Hey, listen, man, if he's got that fucking dog in him, I love it. All right. Favorite foods to bring to what you would bring to a Super Bowl party, then we'll start talking ball, actual picks and ball. Kelsey, if you're going to a Super Bowl party, what do you want there, and what would you bring there?
All right, so what's got to be there, because I can't bring it, because I wouldn't be the one cooking them, is properly cooked wings. That's number one. Like, properly cooked wings has to be there. If it's not wings, then it's got to be burgers. Those are your primary two. But they got to be good. Like, they can't be like under-seasoned, soggy, gray.
It can't be northern cooked. Got it.
Right.
No white people.
I don't want to. No
potato salad raisins there, Karen.
Yeah, I was about to say no potato salad of the raisins. Thank you.
Anybody bringing potato salad in the house on Sunday getting shot.
What am I bringing? Now, I'm bringing my own beer. I get at that point in time. Look, I'm bringing beer.
Thank you.
Either I'm bringing my own or I'm bringing a lot for everybody. Like I'll bring a bank. I'll bring a 24 pack of Banquet. Like I'll bring a 24 pack of Banquet if that's what I know people drink, or Michelob Ultra if that's what they drink, or whatever whatever it is. And then I'll bring a sixer of my own. Like that's usually how that goes. But feed the party, feed myself at the end of the day. Mostly because you bring food. Food is such a hard thing to bring as a guest if you don't know the people.
So as somebody I like to host, so when I go to friends' houses for any kind of party, my go-to is because I have a connection with good Polish kielbasa. Polish kielbasa is like really good.
But does everybody there eat pork?
Yeah. Okay, so I have only one vegetarian friend, and I always try to bring something for her too. I'll just she's an IPA drinker, so I'll just bring her a 4-pack, and she's chill with it if it's really like her birthday. She was like, you know what, just bring the IPA. Everyone else gets the kielbasa. That's fine. But when I'm hosting, I go fucking all out. I do a Cajun thigh chicken bake. That's it. But if it's football time, I do grilled wings, and then I do a dry rub. I'm doing a Philly style this year. Buffalo.
Better have cheese whiz on it. I'm telling you, if you don't put cheese
I
whiz
ain't
in there
gonna
somewhere,
garnish it with cheese whiz just for you, buddy.
thank you.
I'm doing a Thai chili, my signature dirty butter Cajun, and the Acropolis Diner in Buffalo wings. My mother actually knew the chef there. She got the actual recipe, and it's super fucking simple. Kelsey, if you want it, I'll text it to you.
No, I'm good. I don't have a
You
big
like
enough.
buffalo?
I don't have a big enough oven. I don't have a big enough oven to cook wings.
No, dude. Honestly, I'm telling you right now, the recipe.
If you tell me go put it on a grill, our grill literally burned itself up in the apartment complex, so we don't have a grill.
No, it's easy as fuck. It literally takes the sauce. I'm talking about the sauce.
Oh, the sauce. Okay.
The buffalo sauce. I can text all of you this recipe. It's that simple, and it's from like the original place of the buffalo wing in Buffalo, which is fucking badass.
Yeah, send it.
I will. All right,
You know
that's what I bring to the table because I love cooking. So like that's like my Saturday night. I'm actually not going out. I'm going out tomorrow night with my boys. And Saturday night, my buddy's like, hey, can I come help? I'm like, yeah, you're helping me. You're my prep cook. You're coming over after you get out of work. We're slamming a 12-pack of beers and we're cooking. We might take we might split an edible and we just cook. So, all right, Mace, what do you bring into a Super Bowl party? What is the food you need to have there?
Yeah, I'd kind of go somewhere along the same lines as Kelsey. Wings, some kind of, beef product, whether that's, hamburgers or whatever it might be. And then obviously something to drink, whether that's beer, liquor, whatever it might be.
Sure. DJ.
My biggest thing is I just need variety. Like it doesn't like if you show up there, you can have a bunch of wings. That's great, but if it's only wings, what if somebody doesn't like wings? So I just think there has to be a little variety, a little bit of something for everybody, like just a little something. If you're gonna have a party at your house, it can't just be, oh look, guys, I made 300 wings, but I don't eat wings or I'm allergic to buffalo sauce. Well, you're shit out of luck then. So I think having variety. You never know with some people. You just gotta be curious because you never know what's gonna show up. So a little bit of variety is always good. If I want to bring something, I'm going to expect that the host has a lot of the main staples taken care of. So I'm going to go a little bit different. I'd bring something like jalapeno poppers, something that might not be for everybody, but those who like them are going to love them. So I don't have to bring too many, but I can bring just enough to contribute positively as well, too.
And you don't have to bring any home.
He gets it.
Damn straight. And Matt, round us off before we get into the actual coverage here. What is your go-to? What do you want there, and what are you bringing?
My go-to is going to always be the chicken wings for the Super Bowl party. But like Kelsey was saying, it's got to be, I love my baked chicken wings, trying to stay healthy and everything. This is the one year it's got to be fried. It's got to be crispy fried chicken wings with a nice good sauce on it.
Flavor better. I'm telling you right now.
Well, hold on now. Sure, I will say this. You can have there's some high quality crispy grilled wings and oven baked wings as well. Like those can be crispy as well. But I kind of agree with Matt. I do kind of prefer fried wings more than anything else.
Okay, so Kevin, I've been toying with this. I have a lemon pepper recipe because I had one of my roommates in my senior year of college was from Atlanta, and I learned of the magic of lemon pepper. And ever since, what?
Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
Lemon pepper Lou. Yo, Matt's fiance dropping in with the mac. Yo, seriously, mac and cheese is the win. The problem is like then it's plates, it's forked. Mac and cheese is a solid move though. I actually kind of want to do some lemon pepper wings because lemon pepper slap. It's just up here in the north, people don't appreciate lemon pepper for what it is. It is a beautiful, but here the thing is, lemon pepper garlic is what you got to do. You can't just do straight lemon pepper. You got to add a little garlic.
Thank you.
Listen,
because they either go too much lemon or they go too much pepper, and then you're sitting there dying one way or the other.
What you do is you take the standard McCormick lemon pepper seasoning, and then you add lemon juice.
You're fired.
You add garlic salt.
You're fired.
Shut up. All right,
you're fired. Let Matt finish. Let Matt finish his. You're fired, Jared. You can't talk.
Second week in a row, remove this motherfucker from the stream.
Well, you gotta have the 1420 podcast, the sliders. You gotta have the sliders. You gotta have pork shoulder. And then what my fiance was saying before, my go-to to bring, which when I say bring, I mean like I'll bring it into the house, but she's gonna make it, is the mac and cheese. Just that's something just to kind of like counterbalance all of the fried and the greasy food. You got a nice creamy dish right there, which is just amazing. So that is what you have to bring.
Okay, so low key, my sister actually is bringing sliders. She's the gourmet chef of my family. I'm number 2 in the family. She's number 1. She's bringing sliders. I'm actually kind of like ecstatic about it because, dude, my sis can cook, man. Even though she can't
get
get
the bottom comment there and talk about how this is the game changer. This is why I said you're fired, Jared.
Oh my god, I have to try this now. Yo, Matt, if B's got a recipe for it, tell her to text me it because like I need that shit.
This is either, I don't know if she has a recipe. It's either that or it's a dewdrop flavor we've had before. So it's one of the other.
Like I know it's like a top-rated flavor wing in like the Northeast, but I understand that. But like if she's got a recipe, she has my number. Tell her to text me this recipe because I will make it this Sunday.
Okay.
Because I have the ingredients for it. I just need to know what the measurements are.
McCormick's lemon pepper seasoning does not count as ingredients.
Yourself, okay?
Yeah. I'm getting Mac Jones.
You are not
seasoning.
removed from the giveaway, okay? Go fuck yourself.
I will beat everybody in this giveaway. You know what?
DJ gets both your entries now.
That's fine. DJ will just give me the card.
Well,
let's not get his. Right. Hold on,
fellas, it's time. Listen, we've been like kind of circling the bushes long enough. All right, and B, now you're killing me. No, listen, I thought we were family. You can't be doing this to me, okay? I've been best friends with your hubby for like fucking 7 years at this point. You can't be doing this to me. All right, gentlemen, one last time for the year. It's a 1-pack, basically, at this point. We got one game only. It's all that matters. Game on the line. Congratulations, Matt. Unless me and you correctly pick the margin unless I correctly pick the margin we'll figure out something post-show to few wins. Matt's basically got the picks competition locked up. I lost by 3 or 4, but we'll decide this post-show. It doesn't matter to you guys. Chiefs, Eagles. Line's 1.5. You got the 2 best quarterbacks. Thank you, Kelsey. The 2 best quarterbacks in the league this year, according to the MVP voters, they're going to finish 1 and 2. We don't know what order. Listen, I don't want to hear no slander. Okay, Mason just died. I don't want to hear no slander about Joe Burrow this, Joe Burrow that. Joe Burrow also threw an interception that cost his team the season. It's Mahomes and it hurts. That's it. So you also have 2 elite defenders who one should be in the MVP defensive player of the year conversation in Hassan Reddick, and one who is in Chris Jones. I think Nick Bosa, if it wasn't for his sack numbers, his season wasn't great. And Micah Parsons is the scariest human being to play defense.
No, he's not. Just ask him what 4 + 4 is, and you'll be fine.
I can make a bunch of Penn State locker room jokes about him, but I'm going to hold off on those for after the show. Either way, there's so much good stuff this week. We got Hall of Fame tight end. We've got some Pro Bowl receivers. We've got some fun running backs. Listen, it's something overlooked. You got Isaiah Pacheco, who is DJ's weight and my height, and literally runs like a fucking bat out of hell, looking like he's trying to kill every single guy he runs over. You've got Miles Sanders, who had a shaky start to his career, has a career year in his contract season. There is so much so many good players, so many good storylines to this game. So, fellas, I'm going to give each of you guys 5 minutes.
Oh, God.
Talk about the game. Talk about what you like, what you don't like. Talk about your prop bet. What do you got for me? I'm going to start with my boy, Matt. Matty, what are you liking about this game right now? You got 25 minutes, kids. Matty, you're up first.
I'm liking Kelsey's reaction when you said 5 minutes.
5
So
minutes,
we'll all be at like 3, and Jared will be at like 20. He'll make up for
Okay,
our
no,
lost time.
I said 5 minutes is a cap. We go over 5 minutes and we got a problem.
No, I don't need 5
Let's
minutes.
say two.
Okay, we go to 5 minutes. We got a problem alone.
Okay, let's say 2 minutes and you got an open discussion for the last 15. Okay, did that make you feel better?
Yeah, there we go. To me, it's going to be the Eagles for this one. It's it's a Cinderella story if you think of it, but it's just a powerhouse team. Like, this is the most complete team offensively, defensively, I think you've got right now. They got Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown on offense with Miles Sanders. That backfield is just like, on paper, you look at these guys and it's nothing special, but the way that they use them, just Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, and Miles Sanders, it's just a who are you going to stop? Because either one of them can break out for 25 yards on a run, or one can catch the ball for 40 yards. And it's just interesting the way that both teams uses those backfields. It's very similar. I think Eagles got the better defense. I think Eagles got the better offense. I think Jalen Hurts would have been MVP if he didn't get hurt for those 2 games. But I think the Eagles are going to finish the season off on a high note, win the Super Bowl, and go from there. And then I think, Chiefs, with the NFL wanting Patrick Mahomes to be the next Tom Brady of the league, they're going to have him go 1-2 in his 3 Super Bowl appearances. So that's how I think it's going to go. I think Mahomes is going to get MVP, but I think the Eagles are going to get what matters the most, which is a Super Bowl win.
All right, Maddie, score prediction.
I'm not going to go with the leaked Super Bowl script, but I will say I think it's going to be a 31-28 Eagles game.
All righty. We're going to go to one of our guests here, Kelsey. What are you thinking about this team? We talked about this a little bit last night, obviously, but what are you leaning towards tonight?
Oh, look, I'm going to start with this Eagles offensive line. It is absolutely dominant, and just what it can do, getting the push forward. It hurts me to admit it, but you know what? The Eagles are the best offensive line in football, and there's no question about it. And it's so much better than anything really anybody could put out there. I know Chris Jones and George Karlaftis and Frank Clark are a different beast, quote unquote, than what they've ever faced. Yeah, I don't care about that. I care about Jordan Mailata being able to throw grown human beings, Defensive Player of the Year potential nominees, make them look like rag dolls, and Jason Kelsey running 60 yards downfield on the screen, covering his running back. Like, those type of things are insane to me. Lane Johnson playing on what is still a partially torn something in his ankle or Achilles. I don't even know anymore. What they've been able to do offensively with that offensive line is insane. The run game is absolutely outstanding. Pick your poison as far as which running back you want to try to guess is going to score a touchdown for this team, because you're probably going to get wrong. Because you're going to guess Kenneth Gainwell and it's going to be Boston Scott or Miles. Any one of these guys is going to score a touchdown. But yeah, like this is going to be a crazy game. I do want to say there's a prop bet out there that I really find very interesting. It is the final score to have occurred in a past Super Bowl. If it has occurred in the past Super Bowl, if you bet yes on it, it's a plus 470 odds. The odds of it happening in the last in one of the previous Super Bowls, given these two teams, is pretty high. You're sitting above like 54% of getting a score that's happened in one of the past Super Bowls. There is now an alternative bet to this. It is called "Will There Be a Scoregami," which is a unique final score in the NFL history. No game has ever finished in this score. But do you really want to bet against NFL history for that? It is plus 1,700 odds, plus 1,800 odds if you get it right. And there is a scoregami, but yeah, I don't know about that. But prop bet for me, I'm going that final score to have occurred previously in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to go with Eagles in this one, pulling off a dub in the Super Bowl.
Fair. All right, Mace, you were out for a minute. Now you back. What's a bet you like? A prop bet you like, or a lock plus your pick and the score?
Yeah, so at the moment I've got Travis Kelsey, over, I guess half a touchdown. So I feel like he's going to score in this game for sure. If you look at the Chiefs this season, he's been the number one sort of option for Mahomes, obviously with Tyreek leaving. And I feel like there's just no way that he doesn't get free when they get in the red zone and catch a touchdown. Aside from the bet, just in general, I kind of just see this going Kansas City's way, just because we've beat the dead horse with this, but the NFL loves Patrick, and they kind of view him as their golden child, and I just feel like at times, and we kind of saw it 2 weeks ago in Kansas City when they played Cincinnati, that in the last 2 minutes of the game, if they're up or trailing or, the score's tied or something like that, I have a feeling that, a lot of the calls are going to swing to Kansas City's side. And so, I personally, I think that the Eagles are the better team. Kind of like Kelsey said, both on the O-line front, their backfield is phenomenal. Jalen's obviously incredible. He's been great this season. And the defense is, I think everyone would agree, easily top 5 in the league, probably top 3. But sometimes, Mahomes is just too much to stop, and I think depending on how that ankle is functioning, I think that could really just kind of be the game decider. If it's feeling bad, Sunday, maybe Philly pulls it out. But if it's, based on what Andy Reid's been saying, based on what Patrick's been saying leading up to this game, it's sounding like it's going to be as good as it can possibly be. So I like the Chiefs to win this game, and obviously, with that being said,
score,
cover
buddy?
As well.
What's
So
your
I
score?
like I'll say 28-24 Kansas City.
All righty. DJ, what you got for me, baby?
And this one, when I look at it, feels weirdly similar to 2014 when you had New England taking on Seattle, where Seattle was clearly the better team top to bottom, kind of like the Eagles are. But on the other side, there's a Hall of Fame head coach and an elite quarterback and an elite tight end that find a way to get it done with a bunch of weapons. I think it's going to be really close. The Eagles should be the favorite. They probably should be the favorite in every category. But it's got a weird feeling. I think Kansas City could pull this one off in a really, really close game. Think of it close, and if Patty has the ball late, that's when it could get extremely scary as well, because Patrick, for all of his tomfoolery and sounding like Kermit and everything in between, when it comes to fourth quarter, one-score game, he's the guy you want with the ball in his hands. He's done it as well as anybody in his career. So I'm going to take the Chiefs with an incredibly close score. We're going to look at 31-30. I think the point spread's going to be that. I think it's going to be within that 1.5 points, however it swings. I hate a lot of prop bets when you have two really good teams together, because you have no idea who's going to randomly get the game plan switched to them or how things are going to change. But I do kind of like when I look at the over-unders for the quarterbacks as far as total yards passing and rushing. Jalen's at 291, Patrick's at 313. I do kind of like the over for a lot of them, because I think they will move the ball pretty well. I think it's going to be scoring that might be a little bit difficult when we get into the red zone, where everything gets a little condensed. But I do like both teams do move the ball up and down pretty decently.
Sure. All righty, folks, listen, I'm wearing an Eagles Kobe shirt. I got the Eagles Carhartt hat on. I got an Eagles fucking Lokai bracelet on. Listen, everyone knows where I'm going with this. Oh, listen, can we just pause on how somehow everyone thinks the Chiefs are underdogs here? Listen, Vegas may say they're a game and a half. They're a point and a half down. And McAfee, I don't know what the fuck script he's reading off of. But last time I checked, 60% of the money on DraftKings is still going to the Chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you realize the Chiefs still have the best quarterback in football. They have one of the best interior pass rushers in the last 10 years in Chris Jones, and maybe the greatest tight end of all time in Travis Kelce. But the way to beat the Chiefs was telegraphed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 2020 season in that Super Bowl. You get after Patrick, and you get after him often. Now, the one thing the Philadelphia Eagles do well is get after the quarterback on defense, and they have decent corners to cover the back end. When the Eagles played the Chiefs last year, the Eagles hung with them for almost the entire game. What killed them in the end was Tyreek Hill. Listen, that little bastard is the fastest human being on the planet. I will admit that right now. Ain't no Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes is still the MVP. He's going to win it tonight. Ain't no question in my mind about it. But, folks, there's something about the Eagles, man, and how this team is so. I said this on DJ and Kelsey's show last night. By the way, you have not listened to High Low Sports this week. Go fucking listen. But I said the X factor of this game is going to be how the Eagles respond to getting punched in the mouth and how they're hungry. A lot of these guys, second contract, end of the rookie deal, veteran who's never won a Super Bowl. There's only 4 or 5 guys in this roster who have even won a Super Bowl. I think it's 4, exactly 4. Ndamukong Suh, Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and Jake Elliott. I believe that's it for guys who won and Rick Lovato. So 5 are long snap. So 5 guys on that roster who won a Super Bowl. That's a lot of dudes who are hungry to get that dub. That's a lot of dudes, and everyone. I saw this hunger for 2 straight weeks when they took the Giants to the cleaners. They took the Niners to the cleaners. And I don't want to hear no shit about injuries. Listen, the Niners were arguably the best team we played all year. It sucks having the Brock Purdy. It wouldn't have mattered if you had Joe Montana out there. That Eagles D-line was running right through that offensive line of yours. That's Kyle Shanahan's lack of ability to control good blocking schemes. But all respect due to Big Red, because I think this is the best team the Eagles will play all season. It's kind of fitting it's the final game of the year. My final score of this game is going to be 34-24. It's going to come down to a last-second strip sack, maybe a fumble, and the Eagles are just going to catch the Chiefs are going to have to get desperate. And that's what it's going to come down to. I think a recovery by Brandon Graham, strip sack by Hassan Reddick is going to be the game changer that's going to keep a 10-point win. So give me 34-24, final score for Philadelphia. Jake Elliott's going to hit a bomb to put up by 10. It's going to call it, though. That's going to be ball game. So, fellas, we've all made our picks now. What are we thinking? Any other things we want to talk about this game? Oh, by the way, my prop bet, take the over on Hassan Reddick sacks. That Chiefs right tackle, he's done decent this year. I looked at his PFF stats this morning, but I'm telling you right now, dude, like Reddick's gonna eat. Also, if there's an over for roughing the passer on Mahomes, take the over. Shout out Rob Taylor.
I obviously got, like I was saying before, I have the Eagles winning. But if I'm looking at a bet in the lines of the Kansas City, I'm taking the over on everything. Travis Kelce, receptions, yardage, plus a touchdown, whatever. I think he's going to have a monster game. Obviously, like I said, I think the Eagles will win, but I think this man could have like an 8 reception type game for just some absurd number. But I would just take the over on everything, Kelce.
Also, take me on the over. Take the under on Isaiah. Take the under on Isaiah Pacheco.
If you have the opportunity to pick a Kelce for anything, pick him, because we'll come through.
Take Jason Kelce for about 2 or 3 pancakes.
Yeah, that's an option. Yes.
Yeah, take seriously. He may kill Justin Reed over the middle. Like we have to be scared for this.
Jason Kelce. Per source, reached out to our Kelsey about how to pancake guys because our very own Kelsey has pancaked Nick Fairley, so he was getting some pointers. So I would take the over on all 3 Kelseys. He
didn't learn very much. Yeah,
no,
I'll be honest. He already had all the expertise down. Plus, he could grow a better beard than me. So
take the over on all 3 Kelseys.
Yeah. Take the over on all 3 Kelseys. I love it. So Eagles rushing yards up, Travis Kelce yards up, and Kelce beers consumed on Sunday up. Got it.
I was going to say pancakes consumed on Sunday up. Yes.
Listen, my dad made some. I was having breakfast with my old man on Sunday, and he made the Kodiak cake pancakes. Dude, those shit slaps. It was with a local brewery, a local distillery up by us. They do a bourbon syrup, and it was fucking amazing, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That was some chicken bacon. It was actually it was in my macros for the day. And it was amazing. It tasted incredible.
So you had alcoholic chicken and waffles without having alcoholic chicken.
Damn straight, baby. I had white people chicken and waffles.
That's slightly impressive, I gotta say. That bodybuilder chicken and waffles.
Under 600 calories, and that was what made me happy because I ate a shit ton of food.
If you want to have fun and throw some money
Down
around,
to OJ Marcus, man. He cooked a damn good meal.
there's a Super Bowl special on FanDuel. Both Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey score 1+ touchdown each at 220,000 odds. Maybe Jason Kelsey final game gets lined up at 10. Something fun happens.
Guys,
A fumble.
the annexation of Puerto Rico finally comes to fruition in the NFL, and it's Jason Kelsey. They're going to line up in their stupid, I'm going to run this ball up the middle because I have a quarterback that can squat 600 pounds, and then they're going to run the annexation of Puerto Rico, and that's how Jason Kelsey's going to score a touchdown.
Okay, you know what? I really hope this happens, but if you want a safer bet, just take an offensive lineman score a touchdown today. Like a Lane Johnson, like trickle pass off the backside or something like that.
No, you cannot take the former tight end. That's cheating. That is cheating.
The former
It
quarterback.
ain't cheating according to Vegas.
Yeah. You also can't take the former rugby player because that's also cheating.
Was
It's
Jordan
Jason
Mailata
Kelsey.
runs a faster 40 time than 3 out of the 4 linebackers on the Chiefs roster.
I mean, to be honest, that man runs a 40 time better than every offensive lineman in the NFL.
Yeah, Jordan Mailata, if it wasn't for his heart surgery, Jordan Mailata would be the size of Hassan Reddick, but 6'8".
Yeah.
That heart surgery actually gave him an amazing career. It's the craziest story in football, by the way. If you want a guy to root for, Jordan Mailata's story is crazy. Also, he has a fucking amazing voice. Like the Eagles Christmas album, Jordan Mailata steals the show.
No,
Yes.
we went there.
Yes,
We went there.
yes, Kelsey. Also, he literally lifted Boston Scott up like a dumbbell during a press conference last year. It was the greatest video I've ever seen in my life.
I could pick up Boston Scott as a dumbbell. That's not saying anything at all. Now, when he picks up Joey Bosa and makes him look like a dumbbell, or Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Sorry, Nick Bosa. It'll happen with Joey eventually. They'll play each other eventually. And with Joey will be a even funnier barbell.
See, Joey, I actually have a lot of respect for Joey because Joey, technique-wise, is an amazing edge rusher. Nick relies on his being – okay, so maybe – I don't know, Kelsey, you were an offensive lineman. Do you critique guys at your position when watching them?
Yes, all the time.
So I critique edge rushers. And I look at Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa's a freak athlete. He's a great edge rusher. I love watching Joey more because Joey's technique is fucking phenomenal. But Nick is a freak athlete, so Nick gets away with a lot of shit. Watching Jordan Mailata body slam him was like fucking chef's kiss, man.
Yeah, see, here's the problem though. Joey Bosa might as well be a member of the 49ers with how much he wants.
Well, listen.
Talk about clown. We'll talk about clown of the week here.
Listen, that ref.
He is a reigning clown of the week.
A douchebag. I'm not gonna lie.
He is reigning clown of the week though. Like.
Yeah, I know. Listen, no, Russell Wilson gets the crown this week. DJ gets the winner here. Crown of the week is decided by me. The clown of the week is Russell Wilson because
hold on now. I know you
off 75% of your fucking charity for your own personal profits. And also, by the way, the IRS likes to leak shit, so you knew you were getting burned on this. Why the fuck would you do it?
For 2 years.
This isn't the 1980s. You can't cook your books anymore. Seriously. I'm seriously still trying to understand. I'm trying to understand what the fuck they were trying to do.
I can't put my books in the oven anymore?
Burned. What?
You said I can't cook my books. I can't put them in the oven anymore?
Listen, I still go to an H&R Block specialist because after almost throwing my computer through a wall in 2021 trying to do my taxes, I said, fuck it. I will just have somebody do them for me in front of me. I will correct them when they make mistakes, and they'll give me the best refund. Last year, I got fined by the IRS for not reporting how much of a raise I got. So I lost $500 on my tax return in 30 seconds. And she goes, hey, how much did you get a raise when you switched jobs? I'm like, $2 an hour. And she goes, yeah, that's going to cost you. I'm like, I know. So cautionary tale, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the state of Connecticut, always report your raise to your health insurance provider because if you don't, they will fuck you on your taxes.
This is why you have work-based benefits, so they do it automatically.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something right now. So I work for a rock distribution conglomerate, right? And we sell stone
That's a
veneer.
fancy way to say stone yard.
Stone veneer. We have a stone yard. That's where I work at. I do the marketing and social media for the stone yard. And we also have a stone veneer distribution company that distributes literally to 40 out of the 50 states. And so if you ask for stone veneer, Delgado Stone is the top stone veneer company. And that's who I work for. The problem is that our insurance for my part of the company is shit. It's $200 a month for the same coverage I get at $110 through Connecticut. I said, fuck it. I'm going to go through the state. There ain't no fucking way I'm paying $200 a month when I'm making X amount of dollars a year.
You can still have your work reported for you, by the way.
I know.
You messed up.
I did mess up, but I also pay only $110. I went through the whole thing. I said, I actually overestimated my earnings this year to cover my ass. It actually ended up helping me because I ended up actually getting my thing knocked down. But listen, we are officially 8:32. I know DJ and Kelsey both got to go. I love y'all both. Thank you so much for coming on. Shout out to our boy Josh Mayer. He tried to come on, but he's got to, Waller. He's got to go restore power to the great folks of his native state. And check us out. Me, Kelsey, and DJ will also be on his Super Bowl show Sunday at 4 on Belly Sports' YouTube, Facebook, I believe, and our Twitter. I don't know. Josh has the distribution. Check it out. We'll share it. I'll share it on the Korner Booth pregame. We appreciate all you stopping by. Everyone who commented, you're entered. So Glenn, Brent, Rob, Bianca, Kevin, Kelsey, DJ, whoever the fuck, Fantasy Sports Corporation. I think that's Commissioner Cooper. I'm not gonna lie. Steven, Mike, and that's it. You are all entered in the competition to win the $30 Nike gift card, which will be emailed to you Super Bowl Sunday. And congratulations to whoever wins. It'll be announced on our Super Bowl show on Sunday. Me and Josh.
If I call myself winning, does that mean that it's actually rigged? Is this what's going to happen?
No, I mean, listen. If it was actually hopefully it is rigged, just like the NFL, because then the Eagles will win the Super Bowl, and I will be beelining it to Philadelphia on Thursday morning at 4 a.m. Which I already have friends texting me. I'm like, guys, let's win the fucking game first, please. But, ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Go Birds. Listen, to Chiefs fans, you are great. You are fun. I love your barbecue. Have an enjoyable Super Bowl until the end. And, yeah, we'll see you Monday for the season finale of the Korner Booth, Season 8. Peace.